Hey guys, Mr. Wells here coming to you with our third R Factor video and our R Factor series. The first video we talked about E plus R equals O. In our second video, we laid out the 6 steps that you can do to better control your R. In this video, I'm going to be making up some scenarios that are very realistic in your day-to-day lives, whether it be at home or playing sports or here at school. Some of them are kind of goofy, some are kind of corny, but I really want you guys to focus on the best way you respond. Before to do, ugh, before we do it, we are going to talk about owning your 20. You see how I responded right there? I could have easily stopped that video and started all over again. But why do that? Because I'd have to restart my video and make a whole new video even though I'm only a minute in. But I slowed down and I focused on my response. So you just have to ignore that and move forward. So I want to talk to you before we talk about those scenarios is owning your 20. There's this concept about owning your 20 feet. What is in front of you? So let's give it a Tollgate Middle School perspective. You cannot control everything that happens here at Tollgate. You cannot control everything that happens, whether it be on your team or in the cafeteria or at recess, but you can control what is in front of you. So you can control the way you respond to someone talking to you, an event that directly impacts you, right? So own that 20 feet. Own what's right in front of you. If you have a test, you can own the way you respond. If someone's picking on you, you can own your response. Because ultimately, guys, if we control our response, we can have an impact or somewhat of a control over our outcome. So own your 20. If someone says own your 20, take responsibility for what is in front of you. All right. So let's go over these situations. I'm going to lay out the situation, and for each situation, I want you to tell me how could you respond in a positive manner and also how you could respond in a negative manner. So I have a bunch of these. We're not going to do many. We're probably going to do 7 or 8. And I want you guys to talk about, write down first, how could you handle this in a positive and a negative way? And then afterwards, maybe you can share out within the class. All right, first scenario. You're at your friend's house for a movie night, and you're in charge of bringing drinks. So you bring drinks, all right? You bring a 6-pack of Diet Mountain Dew. Actually, you guys don't drink Diet Mountain Dew. Only I do. Let's say you bring a 6-pack of Watermelon Mountain Dew. That's pretty good. My son likes it. You bring a 6-pack of Watermelon Mountain Dew, and your friends invited 8 people. How do you do this? How do you respond to this situation to make everyone happy? So how would you respond? Situation number 2. After basketball practice, you go to the bleachers where you left your regular shoes. All right, so let's say you go to basketball and you bring an extra pair of basketball shoes and you change out. You go to put on your regular shoes and you notice that your tennis shoes are now missing. What do you do in this situation? Situation number 3. You've been waiting all day for lunch because you are starving. And you also know that you packed some leftover Chipotle. You go to lunch, you go to grab your lunch, and you notice, I left my lunch at home and I have no money in my account. What do you do in this situation? How could you respond in a positive situation? How could you respond? And for fun, how could you respond in a negative way? All right, number 4. Number 4, I don't like this situation, but it happens. We don't stand for bullying here at Tollgate Middle School. So once again, if bullying does happen, there's proper ways to go about it. But one way you can handle it is through your response. So there's a student in your class who's always being mean to you. This student bumps you when he or she walks by, and they call you names. This person knocking your stuff out of your hands and makes you just feel sort of like, hey, I'm not worth anything. I feel stupid. And you just can't take it anymore. How do you respond in this situation? 3 more. Next one, you rode the bus to school today, and on the way, walking into the building, you notice that a lot of people are laughing at you. You go to the bathroom and you figure it out, hey, I have pink gum all over the back of my pants. It happens. I used to sit in gum. Not all the time, but it's happened. How would you respond in a situation? Next scenario, you're given a group presentation. No one likes presentations. They're tough. They're challenging. All right. It's tough to speak in front of people. Like these videos that I'm making. I'm making them right now, so I have to talk in front of you guys. It's your turn, group presentation. And all of a sudden, you sneeze. You sneeze everywhere, and you cover it with your hand. But now, when you take your hand away, your hand is covered, and also your upper lip is covered in everything you just sneezed out. It's pretty gross. How would you handle this situation? How would you respond? And the last situation, let's say you're at lunch. You're eating lunch and you brought in some leftover spaghetti. It's awesome. I love spaghetti. And you accidentally flip a noodle into someone's lap. That person's busy talking and they don't notice at all. How do you respond in this situation? So for all these situations, I want you guys to tell me, how could you respond in a positive way? How could you respond in a negative way? But ultimately be thinking about, what is the outcome? If I respond to a situation one way, I'm going to have a different outcome than the other. So 2 takeaways from this video. How do you respond? Your R factor. Then owning your 20. You have personal responsibility and ownership of your response. You can't control everything. You can't control every event in your life, but you can control the way you respond. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one, but there's some great situations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care.